Whoa, motherfucker, that was deep. This is kind of a scary video for me to record. So like, let's hope I don't cry and mess this makeup up. Your brain can trick you into so many things, so might as well trick yourself into believing that you can do it. Why can't I? You know what I mean? I can do whatever I want. Like, it's my life. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for my makeup or anything, but I wanted to do another chit chat get ready with me. But this one, I have a specific topic I wanted to go over. I wanted to set an intention for my YouTube channel because I started this channel back in 2012, which is funny. I didn't even realize that's when I started it. I looked at it recently. The events that had occurred in my life from 2012 till now, I've changed so much as a person, and YouTube was always something I always wanted to do, and I was wondering why, you know, it's been so long and I haven't seen as much growth as I thought I would have seen. It was always so hard for me to get into the swing of things finally, and honestly it took 2020 for me to really kind of figure out who I am and what it is I love to do, and just kind of do that and find a way to make a living off of it. And YouTube still is in the picture. It's just time for me to really start getting into it more seriously, but it just took a lot of reflecting as to why I'm here right now and why things are where they are at this moment, and why it sort of just took this long journey to get here. So I'm gonna be doing my makeup and sort of just telling you guys my why and why I started YouTube and what happened in 2012 when I started this channel and everything in between that led to me today. I went through quite a lot of things, and I think I needed to go through all of these things so that I now have a better purpose as to why I'm on YouTube, because I know that I can help someone that was the person I was 8 years ago, even 5 years ago. I don't have any of my normal setup. I literally have all of my makeup in my travel case and all of that, but I'm gonna do my makeup. I'm feeling pretty dramatic today. I'll take this off when I'm doing my foundation. Currently have my edges laying down with this bandana. This is kind of a scary video for me to record, so like, let's hope I don't cry and mess this makeup up. In 2012 I started my YouTube channel, and this was because I had just graduated from high school and I was going into college, and I finally was able to have a YouTube account, because for years while I was in high school living at home, I was begging my mother to let me make a YouTube account. I've been wanting one forever. I low-key had one that I didn't tell her about until like when I was way younger, kind of when YouTube first came out. I was doing a lot of hair stuff, but I didn't ask for permission, I just did it. But then I was like, let me ask for permission, because I wanted to really take it seriously, and she said no. So from there, I just kind of gave up on it altogether. I still have an account that's up. I have some dance videos on there. I'm never gonna tell anyone what it is. No one's ever gonna guess it. I just always wanted to make a YouTube channel, because for me, it was so much fun to just make at-home music videos. I love to edit videos. I love to make videos and be in it. I was just, you know, I was an only child, and so, and then I grew up with my dad always like messing with computers. He would build computers and all of that, so it just, I think it just naturally, I gravitated towards computers. So when I got my first laptop and my first camera, like, I was creating videos left and right. Like, I would use my webcam to like make videos, and then like create, basically like I was doing like TikTok and YouTube stuff before it was cool, like, or before what I even knew what to call it. Like, even me and my best friend, we would sit down and we would just record ourselves like doing absolutely like nothing, nonsense, or we'd make up dances and record ourselves, and like that was just what we did. Or like anytime I had a video project in school, like I would always wanna volunteer to edit it and all of that stuff. I just have always been into computers, picked it up really well. Video editing, I just taught myself from like the most basic Windows Movie Maker, you know, and then I'm going off to college, so now I no longer, you know, need permission. I can do whatever I want, you know. And I would make videos here and there, like still really doing my thing. I was really just into doing a lot of hair videos, so that's kind of where my channel started. Freshman year, I'm just now getting into it, getting used to being in college, starting my channel, so you know, I really hadn't picked up momentum yet. And then around halfway through the my freshman year of college, I met my boyfriend at the time. And I think just as time went on, that quickly just turned into a highly toxic situation. So, and I stayed in that situation for a little bit longer than I would care to admit. And I'm not gonna go too much into this relationship story in this video. I will do another video on that because man, that thing was a shit show. That was just a wild ride that I wasn't ready for, but you know what, I went through it and I'm gonna help somebody out of it if they're in a similar situation, but we'll talk about it another day. I was really insecure in middle school, throughout high school, and I think junior year was kind of the year I found myself a little bit. I found a sense of style that I felt confident in, and I was just really getting into the groove of who I was. I was really feeling myself at this point. So going into college, I was feeling myself, and you know, like, but still newly feeling myself because I was still insecure. It's like I'm just now like blossoming. I'm going to college. I'm living on my own. My parents live 45 minutes away, but that's besides the point. I'm living on my own, and you know, it's college. And then so I meet this guy. He's a little bit older. He's also a dancer, and I'm going to school to be a professional dancer, like kismet, like we are meant. You know, I also met him at the nightclub. That should have been red flag number one, but at the time I didn't even know what red flags were. So I can't be mad at myself because homegirl didn't know any better. I've forgiven myself for that, and I've forgiven him for that situation because hurt people, and I also didn't know any better because I look back and I'm like, I was such an idiot. Yeah, but also you just don't know what you don't know. So at that time I really didn't know. I didn't know. I was just caught up in a whirlwind, and then you get to a place where you feel too scared to get out of. It's like, do you keep going? You know, do you keep going with it? And I did for a little while until I couldn't anymore, and I just too exhausted to put up with that mental battle anymore. I dated him for 3 years, so my YouTube channel suffered because I wasn't happy. So like, what's the point of putting out videos if you're not happy? And even when I look back now and I look at the videos that I did post back then, I can see my unhappiness because I knew what I was dealing with but no one else did. Dumped him, he's gone, and then you know, now the healing process begins. So then at this point I have moved away from that situation. I am healing, now independent again, learning to kind of live on my own again, you know, that whole thing. Because when you're with someone for that long too, you get so used to your life. So I had to just figure out, you know, what was actually things I enjoyed doing, stuff like that. So like I just had to learn who I was all over again. So it's like I had built all this confidence from throughout high school, and then he broke it back down. You can be brainwashed into believing pretty much anything, and I was brainwashed to an extent to believe that I wasn't good enough, and I'm like, but I was better than, to be completely honest with you. And he saw that, and I think that scared him, the power I would hold knowing how my worth. So I get into another relationship after that really toxic one, and this one wasn't toxic really. It just didn't work out. We weren't compatible after a while. It turned into a long distance relationship at one point, and then our paths just were going in two separate directions. And like I wanted to go to Vegas at this point too. He wasn't in Nevada at all. He moved around to different states. Long distance just got really hard, and it seemed kind of pointless because I still felt lonely. And I really wasn't ready to go into that relationship. I felt a little rushed, low-key. I needed it at the time. However, for me to have become the woman I am today, I needed to do this alone. So then I moved to Las Vegas, and that's kind of where, and I have been doing YouTube videos alone this time, but it's never been consistent, and I really never knew what I wanted to do. I was just doing ideas that I still enjoyed doing when I was younger, and I still enjoyed doing, but I needed to come up with more ideas and just find something that works a little bit better for me. And honestly, I don't care if anyone watches these videos, but I still am proud of every single one of them, and that's just sort of the motto I've had. Growth is different for everyone, and like if I were to compare myself, I do find that my channel isn't growing as fast as there's people that I've followed back in the day that have way surpassed me. But I'm also aware that everyone's journey is different, and you know, it took me this long to even really find myself and figure out what it is I want in life and have goals that I actually really want to achieve. So I think like I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, so I'm not going to compare myself. So I don't think, if that's something you're struggling with too, don't compare your journey, because I've been doing this for 8 years, and as of right now I have 4,000 subscribers. That's still a lot, but I remembered following people that started YouTube when I did, and they're in the millions right now, you know? So but I just wasn't consistent. My heart wasn't in it. You know, my heart was broken and hurt for a long time, so I couldn't put my heart into something else besides myself. Whoa, motherfucker, that was deep. That was word vomit, but that hit me right in the feels. 2020 taught me a lot about myself, and it made me reflect a lot on myself, and I've healed and learned from everything that I went through, and I'm really excited to see the woman I'm becoming, be the person I've always looked at and like, wow, I wish I could be like that. Like, why can't I? You know what I mean? I can do whatever I want. Like, it's my life, and you can't allow people to make you feel otherwise. And it doesn't matter who they are. It could be a family member, it could be people that you thought were so close to you. Don't let their fear affect you from doing whatever it is you want in your life. Point blank, motherfucking period. Because I have family members that judge me, and I know they're judging me. I'm happy over here doing exactly what it is I'm doing, and because it's making them unhappy, it doesn't matter. I'm winning because I'm unbothered. I'm paid and unbothered, honey. Are you okay? You're just sneezing up a storm. So I was in that relationship for about a year. I decided to move to Vegas shortly after that initial breakup. Moving to Las Vegas was the best thing that ever happened to me, because that's where I truly learned independence, because I was living at home with my parents and I had to push myself out of the nest. When I moved to Vegas, I decided to rebrand my YouTube channel, and Kim Possible was always my Instagram page, and just as time went on, people just enjoyed watching my stories. Like, people made me realize like my purpose was really just to be myself, because that was entertaining enough to people. And you know, I don't know how far or wide my success will go, but I know that if I keep at it and I keep growing, you know, as a person, my channel will grow with me. And I just think I'm in such a better place now. My YouTube channel really is, I just always wanted it to be a portrayal of my life. I don't want to be someone that ever lies about what they're doing. Like, I don't want to lie about and say I'm doing cool shit. I want to be actually doing cool shit and bring you guys with me. And I've done so much cool shit. So much cool shit. I've traveled the world, performed in front of tens of thousands of people. I've met so many celebrities. I've performed for so many celebrities. I've done so many cool things, and I just am so happy with the person I'm becoming now. And then I found, you know, my group of people that support that part of me. So now I really feel unstoppable. You know, when you find your tribe of people that are on the same page as you, your brain can trick you into so many things. So might as well trick yourself into believing that you can do it. Like, let's see what happens if you don't quit. Let's play that game. Like, what happens if you don't quit? Pick something that you've always wanted to do and do it. You're gonna be more bummed out about the things that you didn't do because you wanted to do them so bad than the things that you did and you sucked at. You're probably more than capable to do whatever it is you're thinking of, because sometimes our own brains can sabotage us. And then sometimes the people closest to you, your family members, can also sabotage you because they're scared to do something. They don't want you to do it. I'm really not mad at how my eye makeup turned out. And here I am now. It's 2021. I turned 27 this year, and I've just learned that life is precious. Why waste it doing things that do not make you happy? Because you have control over your emotions. You can choose to feel upset about something, or you can choose to learn from it and move on. So I sort of just like built my following from moving to a new city and just kind of being the person I've always wanted to be and not holding back, because there was no one there knew me prior to this, so they didn't know who I was or what I was dealing with. Like, no one cared. So like, why should I? I got to do so many cool things and meet so many cool people that like I would never. Oh, honey, I'm gonna be the first to admit these eyebrows were a mistake, but they're here and they're gonna stay. So with all the time that I spent reflecting in 2020, I used that time to really focus on what it is I wanted from my life and how, you know, find a way to make a living being myself and doing what it is I want to do, doing what it is I really love. And for the longest time, I felt like I didn't have a really strong purpose. At some point in 2020, I think it was Evan Carmichael, but he was talking about how you have to make content for the person you were 5 years ago. And it also made me realize that the thing that I was always passionate about in life was really focusing on doing what made me happy, because someone held me back from that for so long. So I've been so adamant and so gung-ho about, I'm gonna do what I want because that makes me happy, because for so long that was taken away from me. And you know, I think that inspired some people, and being able to help other people in that aspect gives me so much power and strength. And so I realized that I needed to incorporate that more in my YouTube channel. But in order for me to do that, I needed to be a little bit more vulnerable and talk about what I went through. And it took me up until 2020 to feel comfortable to really put that information out there. And so now I just know what I want to do with my life, and I want to take my camera with me all the time, every day. You know, I want to vlog, I want to travel more, I want to talk about the things that I went through back in the day, I want to talk about toxic relationships, and I want to talk about, you know, the art of like not actually giving a fuck about what other people think of you. You know, like I've gotten to this point in my life where you can't mess with my internal peace. It's taken me a long time to get here, and I want to show you that you can be a solo traveler, or you can start a business, or you can do whatever you want no matter where you started. That's the point of my channel. I just want to help other women. I think it took me a long time to realize that sometimes just you being could help someone, and I always felt like I had to go out of my way to do something extra or be something extra in order to be able to help people. But sometimes but as time went on, I realized that just my being and persevering and pushing through things, other people look at that, and that alone can inspire them. Don't put a pressure on yourself to feel like you have to go above and beyond and do all of these things and just exhaust yourself trying to be helpful to other people, because sometimes just you existing is helpful enough. Be the person that you want to be, and like you can't go wrong with that. And that's the beauty of it. Everyone has their own journey. Just focus on what you're good at, and focus on, you know, stay in your lane, and know that you have a purpose, and your purpose is not going to look like this other person's, nor is it going to look like what other people want of you. It's not going to look like the purpose your parents want for you. It's not going to look like the purpose your spouse wants for you. Your purpose is your purpose. Whatever makes you happy and you lose track of time doing, do that. And for me, I realized that in order for me to be a little bit more inspiring is to tell people really where I came from, because people are seeing me now but no one knows what I went through. And I think that that impact could be a little bit more powerful if I was just more vulnerable. It's 2021. I'm just so much more conscious of the person I am and the person I want to be and my goals. I'm unbothered. Whoa, such a dramatic look, am I right? I say all of these things, and yes, I have grown so much, but there's also still so much growth for me to have. I still have so much to learn about myself, you know, and in 2021 I plan on learning so much more about myself than I did in 2020. 2020 opened my eyes to who I am, and 2021 is just going to be me exploring that. The point of this channel and my why for this channel is to be a beacon of hope for someone that may have been in a really toxic situation or are currently in a toxic situation. Don't rush the process, trust the process. I just want nothing but positivity for whoever watches my channels. I'm here and I'm happy to be here, and thank you for allowing me to be here. But I do seriously want to thank you all for sticking out with me up until the end of this video. I'm aiming to be a little bit more vulnerable on my channel just so that you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from, and maybe understand why it is I do the things I do and why I'm just so dang weird sometimes, you know? The tips and tricks that I may learn or use could help you in some way. I just want to be here. I just want to be helpful. I just want to be, you know, the sister that no one asked for, because I'm an only child. So sometimes, you know, I wished I had someone that I could, you know, either look up to or help. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Keep watching, stay tuned. I've got a lot of things up my sleeves, so I'd love it if you stuck around and watched it. But yeah, that's it. I feel cute now. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much. Bye.